Hey, what's going on, guys? It is your good friend Matt. We're back again here today at the only place that we always can be. And as you already know, that is Matt's Wrestling Collectibles right here on YouTube. Today, guys, we're getting right into it. It is an early morning here. We were up late. We're back up again early, trying to get these videos done, trying to get this stuff out there on time and get it all to you before it's too late. As we already know, yesterday I was a little late to the party trying to get those WrestleMania Night 1 prediction videos out because went to Walmart, did a couple of things that we weren't really planning on, and before we knew it, time was getting away from us, and we got back home, and it was literally WrestleMania was starting. So that was good, though. We were able to still catch it right from the jump, right from the beginning, and we went through all those predictions the other day. So now we're going to give you the result of my predictions from night 1. We're also going to do a predictions for night 2 tonight, WrestleMania Sunday. Can't wait to do that right here for you guys right now. So let's get right into this. Let's do it like we always do. So last night, as most of you may know, Rey Mysterio was supposed to take on Chad Gable, or as we know, El Grande Americano. Chad Gable, though, it was supposed to be his match with Rey Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio, from what I understand, suffered a legitimate injury on SmackDown the night prior, so Friday night before, WrestleMania Saturday, and they replaced him with Rey Fenix. So regardless of the pick, I already said, okay, I picked Rey to go over on Chad Gable. So I was like, whoever gets, the replacement for Rey is still going to be my pick. So went with Rey Fenix. Unfortunately, Rey Fenix didn't get the job done there. Chad Gable, El Grande Americano, was able to get the victory there, which I found very, very surprising, but it is what it is. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. I figured that this was only one way to play out, and it was Jade Cargill taking the win. And of course, that is what happened. I think it sets up a great storyline for the future for her and Naomi to continue to maybe have more matches in this feud. And I think there's a lot more to be desired. So we will see what happens there. On the WWE World Tag Titles, I was 100% right on the winner, but not right on the outcome of how that was going to happen. So, as I told you guys, I expected Kofi and Xavier of the New Day to take the win over the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar. I knew that was going to be the case. I felt it. If it made sense, it seemed to be the right thing to do. And my plan was, though, I had a weird feeling that Xavier, Woods, and Kofi would receive help from Big E. I figured it would be the double cross that we expected to see. Kofi and Xavier tell Big E to screw. They become bad guys. They challenge for the titles at WrestleMania. Big E makes the huge return, helps them win the titles, and that's how the New Day kind of comes back together yet again. So that was my plan. Unfortunately, not the way it worked out. Kofi and Xavier still got the win, which was great, but not in the way that I expected. Up next, we get the U.S. title match, Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight. You already know Jacob Fatu taking that first title home in the WWE, and, so well-deserved. I think it was a great, great win for him. Like I said, very well-deserved victory. And it's not that I didn't want to see LA Knight win. I definitely wanted to see LA Knight still be the United States champion, but I feel in order to get LA Knight to the next level, he has now held that, mid-card title, as they like to call it. I don't really like saying that sometimes, just because I feel as though in WWE, you're holding a championship no matter what. It's a big deal, you know what I mean? They're putting a lot of faith in you. They're putting the rocket ship on your back, as they like to say. They're strapping you up. They're sending you to the moon. So LA Knight, unfortunately, taking the loss there, but Jacob Fatu, a very well-deserved title and a very well-deserved win, especially at WrestleMania. How great is that? Also, too, I don't think Jacob Fatu was at last year's WrestleMania. I'm not sure if... Oh, nope, he was. I think he was. I think because I remember the Bloodline match. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure he was last year there. He just didn't have a match. So as far as it goes with this, Jacob Fatu now 1-0 at WrestleMania. Will that be a streak that we see to live on for years and years to come? Who knows? That'll be all up for debate and, to be decided as these years go on. Up next was the WWE Women's title. So glad that Tiffany Stratton retained. I do like Charlotte Flair. I've always thought that she is a phenomenal athlete, a great performer, but with the way things are going right now, it just didn't make sense. It didn't seem like it was a good idea to do that. I figured maybe WWE is going to want to shove it down everybody's throat, make her the champion yet again, but Tiffany Stratton doing exactly what I expected her to do, and that was take the victory. I'm very excited to see her retain the title there. Up next, we got the WWE World Heavyweight title, the match that started off the show. It was Jey Uso versus Gunther, and I know a lot of people out there, I think they're just hating because people like to be cool and do what other people are doing. It's obviously great for Jey Uso to win the title. Do I think it was a little much to have him make Gunther tap out? Maybe. I think it should have been a pinfall. I think that's really the way it should have been done. I don't think tapping him out was maybe just not the smartest decision. But either way, it is what it is. You know, we're always going to have our debates, our things that we think are better or for worse, better for worse, whatever. You know, it's just the way of wrestling. It's the way of being a fan, you know. So happy that Jay won. He was my pick to win this match. I do wish it was by pinfall and not submission. I think it kind of hurts Gunther a little bit more than it needed to. But either way, Jey Uso picking up the win. And like I said, all these people out here, oh, Jey Uso doesn't need to be the champion. We're putting, you know, hate comments on these posts, disliking the post or whatever. To me, it's all just a bunch of crap. I think at the end of the day, you definitely want Jey Uso to be the champion, and I think it's about time, you know. As much as I love Gunther, it's been a non-stop thing with Gunther, so it's nice to see a little bit of a break, a little bit of a change in the pace, because again, I mean, look what we saw. Huge run with Gunther, IC champion. Sami Zayn defeats him. Great, that's wonderful, right, whatever. You know, that didn't last long for Sami Zayn either, and so now we go into Gunther immediately being in the World Heavyweight Championship title picture. And again, was it needed? Maybe, maybe not. I don't think so, but that's just my opinion. Triple threat main event, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Roman Reigns. This was the cross of all crosses in the night. As you guys already know from my previous video, I said, wouldn't it be crazy if this was the time when Brock Lesnar makes his return? You know, wouldn't that be something absolutely wild? And the reason why I said that was because when you think about it, look at the situation that Seth Rollins was put into with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar are having a match for the WWE Championship, WrestleMania 30 or 31. Seth Rollins comes out, cashes in the Money in the Bank, wins the title, steals the whole show. So what would have been the craziest part of tonight? Well, Brock doesn't like Seth. He doesn't like Roman. Yes, he does have his past with CM Punk as well. But at the end of the day, the most sense that I could see in it was it would have been crazy if Brock Lesnar returned, beat the ever-living hell out of Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, and then allowing CM Punk to get the victory. Either way, CM Punk was my choice to win the match. He did not. Roman Reigns did not. And Seth Rollins did with the absolute craziest double cross we have ever seen. So, if you guys didn't catch it, a little bit of a spoiler here. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, they're all down. Paul Heyman's got the chair. Who's he going to give it to? Is he going to give it to Punk? Is he going to give it to Roman Reigns? He gives it to Punk. Punk gets ready. He's going to hit Roman Reigns with the chair. Boom. Low blow from Paul Heyman to CM Punk. It is the double cross, right? Now we get the double cross, the triple cross, where now he gives the chair to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns goes to hit Seth Rollins. And now Paul Heyman low blows Roman Reigns. I couldn't believe it. I said, wow, what a swerve this is. It started to make sense as we watched it play out. You know, as we were getting there, I was like, all right, I feel like this is about to happen. But wow, what a match it was. And what an incredible double or triple cross that, you know, we got to see last night. How crazy was that? You know, insane. Absolutely insane. I would have loved to see CM Punk get that victory, but I think kind of a similar way with Cody Rhodes. You know, Cody Rhodes came back, WrestleMania 38. He got the win over Seth Rollins, had a great feud with Rollins, went into WrestleMania 39 for the title. He did not win. Goes into WrestleMania 40. He finally finishes the story, gets the title. I think for CM Punk, this is where we see kind of the same thing. Main eventing WrestleMania was his biggest goal. He did that this year, but he didn't get the victory. So next year, I think if things go according to plan, you know, don't quote me on it here, but it's very possible. I think we see CM Punk win the Royal Rumble, go to WrestleMania next year, and win the title. But again, who knows? That's all up for debate. There was a whole lot there. So, funny enough, guys, on the NXT Stand and Deliver card, I had 5 out of 7 matches correct. On WWE's WrestleMania 41 Night 1, I had 5 out of 7 matches correct. So, hey, it is what it is, right? You know, we got to do what we got to do out there. We're going to flip over to our WrestleMania Night 2 predictions, and let's give you those now. Those are going to be the ones that we kind of spin through really quick here. Hopefully this thing will stay up and not fall over on me. We'll see what happens, right? We're working with what we got here, right? You know, studio problems, it's always a mess. It's just, you know, whatever. The funding's not there. The funding's just not there. I don't know where it's all going. I don't I have no idea. But, all right, guys, so let's get it in here and let's do this. So WrestleMania Night 2 predictions. Here we go. So far, right now, we know that it's going to be Randy Orton versus a mystery opponent. I don't know. Is it going to be Kevin Owens? Who's it going to be? I don't know. Who knows? Is Kevin Owens really out? Is he not? We're going to find out tonight. But I am picking Randy Orton to win that match regardless of who comes out as his opponent. But again, we will see. So, up next, we got AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. I'm saying Logan Paul takes the victory by some type of cheating. I think that's what's going to lead to them having a match at Backlash. It just all makes the most sense because we have to have some of these WrestleMania matches basically redone again at Backlash. So like I would say, if Backlash has 7 matches on it, you can guarantee 3 of them are going to be WrestleMania rematches. So AJ Styles, Logan Paul will be a WrestleMania rematch on Backlash. Logan Paul wins tonight by some type of shisty business, some fishy business there. So that's how I see that playing out. Since the Sin City Street Fight, I look at it like this. Last year, Drew McIntyre won the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. He was then blindsided by CM Punk, which led to Damian Priest coming down the ramp, cashing in the Money in the Bank, and winning the world title. I feel as though this is the night that Drew McIntyre gets his revenge on Damian Priest. He now beats him at WrestleMania. No title on the line, of course, but he does beat him at WrestleMania, and I think that is the big selling point of the story here. It could very well lead into a Backlash match as well, but I got Drew McIntyre going over for the win there. The IC title Fatal 4-Way, I think the most logical sense in this match is we've got Penta, Finn Balor, Dom Mysterio, Braun Breaker. Now, we already know there's tension in the Judgment Day, and it's going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to rise. I think Dom Mysterio comes out the victor tonight, only reason being it allows a very much needed story to play out where Finn Balor, the Judgment Day, it all implodes, it explodes, it's done, matches lead into Backlash. It makes perfect sense because this is the backlash of what has happened. So I think that we see Dom Mysterio pick up the victory tonight. The only other way I see this match going would be Braun Breaker retaining, and I only say that because the United States Championship changed hands. So will both of those championships change hands? I'm not 100% sure, but I do see Dom Mysterio winning this. I think it's it's what makes the most sense. But again, we'll see how it plays out here tonight. The women's tag titles. So here's what we've got here. I've got Lyra Valkyrium, and she supposedly has a mystery opponent, a mystery partner, I'm sorry. I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't know the truth behind it. I don't know the story behind it. That's what I got off of the Bleacher Report. If I'm not paying attention on TV, maybe I missed it. Maybe that's just an error on their part, but Lyra Valkyrium, she's got a mystery opponent, or mystery partner, and they're going up against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez of the Judgment Day for the women's tag titles. Here's how this goes, guys. This match from beginning to end sucks. We don't even have to see it. It's junk. It's going to be garbage, and it's no disrespect to the women that are in this match. But here's the reality of it. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, we need to just get this thing played out and done and over with. The sad part is they need to retain tonight because it makes absolutely no sense to put another title on the shoulder of somebody who's already holding a title who is not even desirable as it is. And I'm sorry to say that about Lyra. She is a great talent. She's got a lot of very high-end level moves. I think she's a fantastic performer. I just don't really care for the gimmick. I don't really care for the whole thing. It's just not for me. Here's what else bothers me. We went out of our way to make a women's IC and US title. Neither of them are on the WrestleMania card. Makes very little sense to me. And if we wanted to make the most sense, here's what I would have done. I would have made Lyra's mystery opponent Chelsea Green. And I would have had it become this. I would have had it be, if Lyra and Chelsea Green win, we win the tag titles, but then we relinquish them. Done. Get rid of it. It's useless. It's ridiculous. And if Liv Morgan and Raquel won, well, then that would have been cool, where it would have been like, all right, if we win, the titles are going to stay in place, and now we're also going to both be double champions. That is just the way that I see it playing out. Of course, I mean, that's just an opinion of mine. But as far as it goes here tonight, I don't want to see Lyra and her mystery partner win. I want to see Liv Morgan and Raquel retain because it makes the most sense. As much as I can't stand the women's tag titles, the division as a whole, I think they really should have done that. They should have said, yup, we're bringing in the women's IC, the women's US title. Tag titles are going to be no more. It's just a waste of the card. If you're going to have these, mid-card women's titles, they should be what we need. We don't need 3 tag divisions. We don't need, we don't need tag titles for Raw, tag titles for SmackDown, tag titles for NXT, tag titles for the women. Enough. It's done. Tag team wrestling is great and I enjoy it, but enough. We don't need any more of it. And that's, again, my opinion. So you guys can sound off in the comments. The women's world title triple threat. Here's how this goes. I don't want to see Bianca Belair win. I love Bianca. I think she's a great talent again. I think she's a great performer. I don't want to see her win. I don't want to see her win this title. It is getting to be sickening seeing these people get back into the picture. Rhea Ripley, I would love to see her win the belt back again, but has that spark kind of gone away a little bit? Is it starting to change? Is the role starting to change a little bit here? Is Rhea still as desirable as she once was? And I'm not saying she's not. Of course, she's selling out merch. She's got a ton of people that are following her, that are sticking around to be her fans till the very end. I am going to be one of them. But is it really sensible that she wins again here at WrestleMania? I don't know. We'll see. I genuinely believe that Io Sky proves all the doubters wrong tonight, and she retains the Women's World Championship. And again, I think the only way you can make sense of that to not happen is to have Rhea win. If Bianca Belair wins this match, I'm just done with it. I'm done with it. It gets to be where you're just like, all right, how much more of this can we continue to put out? I don't know. It's just for me, it's getting to be a little old. I don't know about you guys. But again, sound off in the comments. We come to the main event, the most anticipated match of the night, the WWE Undisputed Championship. And of course, it is going to be none other than John Cena taking on Cody Rhodes. Guys, if you couldn't tell from the t-shirt, I'm going with John Cena. And as much as I don't know, I don't even have enough to say that I'm sure this is going to happen. I believe John Cena needs to get it here tonight. I'm not saying that they couldn't set it up down the road. SummerSlam, he wins it. This time he wins it. The end of the very last match, he wins it. He has to get this title, though, one more time, guys. He's got to do it. He's got to get this belt. So I'm assuming he's going to win here tonight. I'm hoping that he does. And if he does, expect to see the great one, the People's Champ, The Rock. He's going to be there. Maybe Travis Scott will be there as well. I don't know. But I do know one thing, is that when this match comes to an end, whether John Cena wins this title tonight or he doesn't, he is still going to be heavily involved in this picture. And I see it happening one way or another. It will eventually be the 17th World Championship for John Cena. So hopefully that's what we see here tonight. It'll be a great ending to WrestleMania. Also, too, the reason why I want to say this is because I want you guys to remember something. WrestleMania 20 was Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero. And if everybody remembers that, at WrestleMania 20, I think Guerrero retained while Benoit became the new champion. At WrestleMania 21, John Cena and Batista defeated JBL and Triple H to become the new WWE and new World Heavyweight Champion. WrestleMania 21 was the last time, as far as I remember, that we had both world champions lose. We're now at WrestleMania 41. Jey Uso picked up the world title last night. Will it be a repeat of a 20-year span 2 decades later? John Cena picks up the belt yet again. And then they get to say it just like this. John Cena, in night 2 of WrestleMania 41, 20 years after he won his first WWE Championship, he wins his record-setting 17th world title. It all makes sense. It plays out too perfect to not make it happen. So, will we see that there tonight? I think that's exactly what it will be. I think John Cena definitely gets his 17th championship. I think he does beat Cody Rhodes, and I think he's going to have a little help from none other than the great one, The Rock, maybe Travis Scott, maybe some more people in there as well. Who knows? But we need to have an unexpected twist. And even though Paul Heyman's was very unexpected, we haven't seen the pop-up of a return of somebody coming into play and making an amazing match even that much crazier. So, who knows? I am just, again, this is all my opinion, and I'd love to hear yours. Put it in the comments below. Tell me, who do you think is going to win here tonight at WrestleMania Night 2? It's WrestleMania Sunday. Those are my picks. We're going to run through them one more time again. We got Randy Orton versus a mystery opponent. I'm going with Orton. We got AJ versus Logan Paul. I'm going with Logan Paul. Sin City Street Fight, Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. I'm going with Drew McIntyre. The IC title fatal 4-way, Penta, Dom Mysterio, Finn Balor, and the champion Braun Breaker. I'm going with Dom Mysterio. Women's tag titles, Lyra Valkyrium and her mystery partner versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez of the Judgment Day. I'm going with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. The women's world title triple threat, Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. I'm going with Io Sky. And the WWE Undisputed Championship, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. I'm going with the man, John Cena. And you already know the reason why I'm picking John Cena is because wrestling is real. And you already know that. So, hey guys, as always, I appreciate you being with me for this quite lengthy predictions video, but hey, we have a fun time doing it, and I'm excited for WrestleMania tonight. We're also going to be putting out a WrestleMania weekend edition new figure pickups video that's coming also today, so guys, be prepared for that. That will be up before WrestleMania starts tonight, so you want to check that out. But as always, guys, I appreciate each and every single one of you for being here with me for another wrestling predictions video, a pay-per-view predictions video, a WrestleMania predictions video. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. I can't wait for WrestleMania Night 2, and I can't wait to be there with each and every single one of you watching on TV, watching live. Can't wait to see what happens. So I'll catch you guys all tonight with some more videos, some more footage, and as well, that WrestleMania weekend edition of new figure pickups. Make sure you check that out. It's going to be on the channel in a little while. So guys, until then, stay tuned, stay safe, and I will see you all in the next video.